Hi there. So, I'm recording this on Friday, November 7th. And the reason for it is that I've been feeling a message that's been struggling to get out of my body for someone or a collective. Now, if this resonates for you, let me know in the comments, please. I'd like to know. I'd also like to know if the messages help you heal in any way. Okay, so let's see. What is it if you've been struggling to sleep at night or feeling anxious, waking up multiple times in the middle of the night? What is it that your subconscious is struggling to either express or release or process? Okay, so if this is for you, you have been juggling way too much. This came in the cross position, so you are not doing it successfully, at least in your opinion. You are feeling overwhelmed. Too much on your plate, multiple obligations at the same time, unable to make decisions, confused emotions. And the other thing is, you really want or are struggling to have a new beginning somewhere. Not sure if this is regarding finances yet or relationship. It could be both, honestly. It could be a new home, but you really are facing some sort of challenge in those two aspects of life. And I see a love card at the back of the deck, but I do want to clarify. Spirit, can you clarify a little bit more on what it is that my viewer is struggling to get a new beginning in and balance regarding? What is it that they are juggling? Let's see what this is. Okay, so there is someone that is on your mind. Naughty thoughts. So you are likely having thoughts about somebody in the middle of the night. You desire closeness with them, and I'm guessing here that you don't have it. Reason. There are some difficult differences that push you guys apart. Maybe there's an age difference, maybe a religious difference, cultural difference, maybe even separation in terms of like physical distance, right? Now, yeah. Okay, so if this resonates, let me know, and if not, I'm sure I will tune in at some point to your energies. I already feel my own body releasing, by the way. So it's something with me, huh? I become physically quite warm, especially in my hands lately, since coming back from my trip to Peru, that the Wolfman Experience funded. Thank you very much for that, Wolfman. I did some ceremonies there, my own, right? I did cacao ceremonies and a lot of hiking, actually, now that I think about it. A lot of walking, a lot of hiking, and volunteering for children. But it really opened up my own heart connection to like what I perceive as the universal thread that exists between all of us. So sometimes now I think when things tug at me, emotions that are strong enough, issues that you're facing, I can feel it physically now. Whereas, no, I wouldn't say before Peru I was able to do that. All right, so let's dive in to my viewer who is struggling with juggling what they want, which is a new beginning with someone that is on their mind. How are they feeling about their person? Let's clarify with these oracles. Well, first of all, you're really struggling to express that you see them as a true prize. This is like you wanting success with them, right? Kind of like the Six of Wands. This is what you want with them. But the Ice Queen, also someone who is cold, maybe a little too sharp with their words. Maybe they cut you off at the knees, right? You can't express it because they are guarded. Not only that, there's some sort of legal matter that could be at play. I don't know if this is on the spiritual plane or our physical plane. It could be karmic, right? It could be separation. It could be you're going through some sort of divorce or court proceedings with them, but I don't get that feeling, by the way. I am going to clarify. Spirit, can you clarify who the Ice Queen is? Okay. Somebody who is not in their most loving energy. This is your love. Like, this is like a sweetheart connection. However, the Boss card came in the reverse. So clarifying that, it's somebody that you once saw as a partner that you could build a future with. Okay, one more clarification card, please, for the Boss in reverse. Again, all right, guys. So Spirit is honing down on this. You're in some sort of legal proceedings with somebody who you are really invested in. Now, honestly, let's see. Who's at the back of the deck? The Jezebel card. The Jezebel card is mirroring this Naughty Thoughts card. Sorry, I'm just going to pull one more. What is the current connection between my viewer and the person that's on their mind? What is the current connection? Poverty, manifestation, back of the deck, child. All right, so I don't see anything significant in terms of a Hierophant-like connection. So I don't see marriage here. I don't see something formal here. However, I do see that you tried to manifest something with this person, right? You put in a lot of investment, work, labor, efforts, manifestation. They came crossed. Rising star came crossed. Poverty came crossed. So this is who you've been trying to connect with. However, you've been unsuccessful. So I really hope it's not like a celebrity. but regardless, it's someone, I don't think that you have a technical, formal connection with them. At least at this level. However, the child card is at the back of the deck. This can signify that you have children with this person, or a child, or your inner child and their inner child have connected. As you can see, that inner child is crying. So let's see. Spirit, what is the person on my viewer's mind thinking about them? What are their feelings towards my viewer? Wheel, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and Hanged Man. So, they definitely see you as someone who is not experiencing poverty, okay? The Nine of Pentacles is someone who is independent, supportive, nurturing, has their own shit together. Here, she is again in the form of the Queen of Pentacles, meaning she gives to herself and to others. Maybe this is how you used to be for your person, someone who held the home together. Now you are independent. You are rising. All right, the wheel shifted, right? The wheel turned, because the wheel turns all the time. You know, maybe they were up and now they're down, and you were down and now you're up. You're definitely up. You're definitely rising. You are definitely on your way. Now they are stuck. They don't know what to do. They're indecisive. So they've taken a pause. Things are paused between the two of you. They're in the Hanged Man, trying to shift their own perspective of the situation. All right. I'm not sure if I've gotten to the nitty-gritty of your situation. Spirit, let's use actually this deck. Haha. Let's use this situation deck. As we got those legal cards, you're up at night thinking about them. You've been trying to juggle a lot. You're struggling to make a new beginning, and something is playing out either karmically and or legally in our court systems. Settlement. Yeah. Okay. So again, Spirit is really, really telling me, okay, Chandrima, you were off. This is definitely in the courts. So there's a settlement at play. So this is regarding money, but here's the thing. So you may indeed be a divine feminine. All right. And what is it that you're having naughty thoughts about? I would like to know, actually. I mean, maybe you just missed them. You're definitely working through the material portion of your separation. All right. No matter what I do, I keep getting this card. You know, I just like put it back in a random spot and I split the deck. And this is what showed. Come together and settlement. You're torn. You're torn. You're up at night because you're almost through to the end of this official ending, right? And you're thinking about your person. You're wondering if you've made the right decision. Gotcha. All right, so this is highly specific. If this resonates with you, please, I'd love to know if I've reached you in any way. One more card, please. Let's get the card for the person on your mind, the situation for them. Love and triggers. They are, first of all, watching you on social media, just letting you know, whether through their own account or others. Now, they do love you. They do still love you. There was love there and there still is. However, things were triggered within your connection. And thus, I guess, you guys split up. Now, let me ask this, because I think this is what's on your mind. Should my viewer try to reconcile with their person? Queen of Wands, King of Swords, Empress, Four of Swords. The answer is I was going to say no, and then we have the Two of Wands. So you will have the choice, but here's the thing. There's definitely the card of separation here, and there are three suits here. We have the fire element. Either you're an Aries or your person is Aries, a fire sign, excuse me, is what I wanted to say. I don't know why I said Aries. Maybe you're dealing with an air sign. You guys have a lot of differences, is what I want to say. One of you leads with passion. One of you leads with the mind. It's not that they're devoid of passion, or if this is you, it's not that you're devoid of passion. However, you relate to each other on totally different levels. In totally different ways. And so maybe the communication was not adequate for a partnership at that moment. I do see the Empress card, and instinctively, I'm going to tell you what I feel, intuitively, excuse me. My feeling is that you need to focus on yourself. My feeling is I'm talking to a divine feminine, and it doesn't matter if you're female, male, or or you don't identify as one or the other. You are meant to, at this point, focus on self-love, self-care, yourself, giving you what you require. I say that because the Four of Swords is here, which is clearly the card of healing and separation, time apart. Now, I'll give you another interpretation, okay? If you're set on trying to reconcile with this person, this Empress card could indicate that, yes, after some time apart, maybe you guys will be able to nurture a new relationship, give birth to a new relationship. Maybe you really are pregnant. I have no idea actually on that. Maybe some of you are. But ultimately, it's dealer's choice. It's your choice. You can go one way or the other way. At the back of the deck, it's clear that your cycle, the previous cycle, already ended. So with that ending, obviously comes chance for a new beginning. All right. Let me just get you some advice, huh? Spirit, what is your advice for the viewers so that they can sleep at night? I mean, my goal here is for you to feel lighter. Knight of Cups. Ooh, and the Four of Cups. Okay. Yeah, way to make it really non-obvious to me. Queen of Swords at the back, guys. Spirit is asking you to think with your head at this point, not with your heart, okay? Be clear. Be clear-minded. Don't lead anyone on. This feeling of absolute dejection will pass. And you will have another chance. This Knight of Cups, you will have another chance at love. Spirit, can you indicate for the viewer whether this Knight of Cups is meant for a new start with their former person or a new person? New love. Let's talk about new love. Is it new love with a new person or new love with the old person? All right, so I love it. I mean, honestly, when I see cards like High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, I see a lot of powerful feminine energy here, guys, but doesn't have to be. So no matter what, at this point, you need to focus on following your intuition. And that those sleepless nights, I think it's reflective of you feeling like your life is at a halt and you don't know where you're going. But I think within this hanged man suspension moment, you have the opportunity to decide for yourself what it is that your heart truly desires, and without clouding your heart with the past. You need to remember that the first love that you have is love for yourself. Nurture your own life. And then focus more upon that which makes you happy inside. A creative outlet. I always tell people that, creative outlet. But what I mean is focus on something where you do it and the time passes without you even noticing. You know, like, oh my God, like, day is over. I didn't even realize. Like, I can read and give advice for hours and hours. Different people, different circumstances. I don't know. I don't realize time's passing. 20 minutes have gone by since I've started talking to you, and I don't even know you necessarily. So I think this Knight of Cups, guys, is about you. This is like offering yourself the love that you are missing in your relationship. I think that's what Spirit is guiding you towards. Maybe you will meet this person, your former person, in the future. But at this point, Spirit is urging you to keep in mind that you've begun this process in order to have, a new beginning for yourself. That's ultimately what you wanted. And it's only human to oscillate afterwards. Steps have been taken, you took those steps, and now you're oscillating. That is a human instinct, but it's also overthinking. Let's get one more piece of advice. I'm going to read from this Wild Mystic guidebook for you. So two pieces of advice. Death and strength. That's pretty, and then you have the vulture card with consume at the back of the deck. Vultures are those not beautiful birds that eat all the debris, right? Take care of all of that, which nobody else wants. But you know what? They're part of the cycle of life that is absolutely necessary in order for rebirth. And I do not need to read from the deck to tell you what this means. I think you also intuitively know. The cycle with that world card before, it's ended. It's ending, and you must remain strong within yourself in order to achieve your best potential outcome. I just want to see if I can get you a reading here, like from this book. Okay, so death. The word death may at first cause you discomfort, but in the natural world, death is an essential part of rebirth, new growth, and sustaining life, just like this vulture needs to do, okay? While you may choose to view this card as a representation of physical death, understand that it also signifies symbolic death. This card may mean the end of a journey, the end of a relationship, or end of an attachment. It may also represent the end of one path and movement onto the next. While the moth is known as a creature of shadow and night, we must remember that it is always seeking out the light. Leaves may fall and rot into the earth, but their decay feeds new growth. This card may symbolize hope and happiness in the face of life-changing events or endings, or a new beginning after a life-changing event. The moth card may be urging you to let go of old thoughts, traumas, and anxieties that stagnate your mind, or to cut bad habits from your life that may be holding you back from real change. Okay, I think we both heard it. Now, let's go with this tiger. The strength card. Oh my gosh, sorry. It's the lawnmower guy. All right. The tiger has been hailed in many mythologies as a being of great might and physical ability. They have also been connected with war, athleticism, and protection. In China, the symbol of the tiger was often associated with high-ranking generals whose only superiors were the dragon and the phoenix, the emperor and the empress. This card is a symbol of physical strength, protective strength, and bodily prowess. The tiger card represents inner strength as well. It is the strength that helps us overcome adversity, illness, hatred, and danger. This card is exemplary of strong will, moral strength, and resistance to temptation. It is the fortitude of quiet personal power and careful restraint of overwhelming emotion necessary to see the task come to fruitful conclusion, guys. Those naughty thoughts, I mean, I don't know if they're naughty. Maybe they are. You wanting to potentially reconnect with your former person, the spirit is asking you to hold strong. All right, last question before I let you go. Whoever you are, please let me know if you've seen this message. It means so much to me. I might post this on TikTok too. I don't know. It's pretty long, guys. It's the longest I've done in a long time. Longest collective. All right. What is ahead for my viewer when it comes to new potential love, potential new love? Who could be coming their way should they get moving onto the next cycle? Well, okay. Wow. You still have to work through. Spirit is, I'm trying to keep it light, and Spirit's like, no, not now. Look, once you get through this tower moment and fully allow it to collapse, that was the tower, judgment at the back of the deck. Release this feeling. Yeah, it's going to be hard. The breakup will put more burdens upon you, but this person is fully capable of carrying that entire stack by themselves. Spirit's saying you can too. Remain strong. Remain strong. You will get to this point where you're going to have a journey within. Maybe Spirit is also saying that you will meet someone just as introverted as you and introspective as you with this Hermit card. Maybe it is an earth sign, but you need to go within for a while. That journey is yours, and it's yours alone. Yours alone for now. Three of Wands. You will choose a direction, and you will keep moving forwards. You know, after the Three of Wands comes the Four of Wands, which is a new relationship, which is building something. So you will get there. Okay? All right. Hope this helps. Thank you.